What's going on, guys? My name's Spence,
And I'm Mitch.
and we're two brothers who really love King of the Hill, and we're reviewing every single episode in the series. And today we're on to season 2, episode 12, The Manger Babies.
And if you have any future input for upcoming episodes, please don't hesitate to send us a message.
Yes, I'm going to put our email for the channel in the description in the pinned comment. So we're looking for maybe a little bit more feedback and also commentary for upcoming episodes because we're going in chronological order here. And
And we just love to talk about King of the Hill.
absolutely. So if one of your favorite episodes is coming up in the near future, reach out to us and we'll put your commentary in one of the upcoming episodes. Look forward to that. And about this episode, and I like the start here because the problem Hank is talking about has only gotten worse. How not only does America not really make the best TVs anymore, their products have slipped in just about every single category.
Talk about a dated thing there because there hasn't been TVs made in America or Canada for pretty much as long as I've been alive.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's been a long time. More of a prophetic statement because, yeah, all that manufacturing for just about everything is leaving North America.
They're not that great of jobs.
So this episode here, we have Meet the Manger Babies, and this is a really pivotal one for Hank and Luanne's relationship. It's a good one for character development, for terms of maybe jokes and one-liners. Maybe not the best in terms of some of the ones that we've seen out there, but definitely really great for character building.
For getting to know Hank a little bit more because at this point we're still at season 2. And he still might seem a little one-sided, a little crass, a little bit of an edge to him, but he definitely displays his softer side in a big way here.
Yeah, that's for sure. He's definitely seen as like the kind of standoffish, doesn't really want to show his emotions, doesn't want to show his that he cares for the people around him, but he breaks through big time in this one.
Take me, for example. I sell a clean-burning, energy-efficient fuel.
Oh, well, do you think I could sell propane?
No.
And he pulls over for a garage sale here, which is still something that's alive and well
Yep.
where I live anyway.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, there's garage sales running on all the time right now.
He guts a TV and takes a part out of it, which is something I would do with a car or an excavator, but not a TV.
I would do that for a computer or something like that for sure. If
You would, eh?
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's hard to find, although nowadays in the modern age you can find maybe some parts like that at a garage sale, but not the first place I'd look for computer parts, that's for sure. You have to get really lucky. And now we get the introduction to the Manger Babies that to become one of Luann's creative outlets, and that's something we all need. This is for Mitch and I, one of our creative outlets, and I think for anybody, having a creative outlet is a huge part of just having a good, stable well-being.
For sure. It's a fundamental part of life to me, anyways.
Bobby with the wig.
No, you're not buying a wig.
So Luann's pitching the idea for a Christian puppet show to the pastor, and the pastor's main concern is keeping the kids' attention so they don't spill grape juice on his new carpet, which I can get.
We get it from two different perspectives there, I think.
Yeah.
And usually the guy who first lays the carpet or flooring down, so I'm like, please leave it nice. I think it's interesting that Luanne so rarely uses sexuality to her advantage.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I think that's one of the things that really endears her as a character. She's very innocent, right? She doesn't lean into that aspect at all, and very rarely. Although we see plenty of times where there are plenty of guys that are interested in bending over backwards for her. But in a lot of ways, it seems like she
Rad.
doesn't get it.
Rad Tibideus.
Tibideus.
I
No.
can't wait for it, though. It's so good.
So here we have all the guys just commenting on Luann's Manger Babies get up her little stage here. And she asks for help, and they say, yep.
They've all just been waiting. Dale pulls his tape measure right out.
They've all been waiting with their gear. And yeah, Hank has
Oh,
obviously got a lot of pride in his workmanship.
That's something that I can understand. That's one of the things that I hold nearest and dearest to me is the pride in my work. And this is a scene that's If any of you viewers out there are a craftsman or a tradesman, you really get this scene. And when everybody's looking at your work and you're just stressed out about it, if everything's just right, if everybody can see things the way you're seeing things. And unfortunately, Hank ends up with a room full of tradesmen who are all commenting about his loose nail.
Yeah, we got Anne, of course, getting the nod, and she's introducing her Manger Babies, and the kids are digging it. And the only thing Hank can think about is the loose nail.
And that's totally relatable. Nothing else would be on my mind at that point.
I was talking to you before the episode itself. When it comes to this kind of workmanship, right, I couldn't give a crap. Like, I would not notice something like that in a million years.
Yeah, the camera zooms in 3 times to accentuate the drama.
But yeah, not being a tradesman or a handyman or whatever you want to say, if I saw a loose nail in something, I would care not at all about
What
it.
about if it was on a computer?
But yeah, that's the thing. There are certain things like I work with code a lot, and if I saw some crappy code, I would definitely be like, oh, that's not following best practices. But most people would not give a crap at all. So that's like how it all depends on whatever your craft is. And here we got all the guys here pointing and laughing.
You can't handle it.
But yeah, I just love how for any one of us, whatever our craft is, we would definitely focus in like that.
Yeah, there's pride in your work.
100%.
I love this scene where it dramatically pans in on the juice cup, just about to spill on the floor.
Yep. She's losing them as she doesn't.
Oh, no.
Because Luanne didn't have a solid ending for her Manger Babies show. Like, she was doing so well, but she didn't have a way to wrap it all up, which is honestly really typical of a lot of stories, right? So many stories out there start with really strong endings and have really strong middles, but they can't wrap it up.
Yeah, it happens all too frequently in TV, I think especially.
Yeah, I was thinking about my titular example for that is Lost. We'll talk about a show that starts off strong, but ends off incredibly poorly.
For me, it's Peaky Blinders. That one.
I never even finished it. I got to like season 3, and then they had like Winston Churchill in there, and I was like, okay, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, like, okay, man, we're not rewriting history here.
Yeah. But Hank jumps in and saves Luanne's bacon here, saying he's the assistant manager who sells popcorn and popcorn accessories.
Yes, because I'm the assistant manager of this movie theater. I sell popcorn and popcorn accessories.
And she gets the Manger Babies and Luanne out of a jam.
And Nancy comes in real slick here. Imagine being able to just land a spot on TV like that because you know someone.
Yeah, that would.
Jeez.
Yeah, that'd be killer.
That'd be something, eh?
That would be killer. Yeah, maybe not so much these days now because TV and local news is a little bit less important, but still, it would be a huge thing.
Yeah. Now you have to do it yourself with YouTube.
I always thought it was super weird. Like, why would Nancy put up the Manger Babies against the Super Bowl? What the hell was she thinking?
It was probably because it was just the most unusable spot. So she goes, okay, Luanne can have it.
I guess that's fair. Nobody else would want that spot. You can't really do anything else with that spot.
There's a good chance that in this era that nobody's watching.
Yeah. But they got Hank playing the role he's always wanted to play, the role anybody wants to play, which is God.
And be omnipotent.
So yeah, he's got to stop, what is it, Six Pack Joe, I think is the...
Yeah, Six Pack Joe.
is the villain. He's going and drinking and driving with Manger Babies. Probably a little bit high-level stuff for kids.
Oh, yeah.
But anti-drinking driving message is always good to have.
What? He crashed a truck? You will feel my wrath. Ha 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 ha.
I wonder who played in the Super Bowl this year. Maybe I'll look it up.
Who played this year?
No, like the year that this was recorded in.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, see what the teams were. He's got 3 days right underneath. The thing about the Super Bowl is it's one game, and that kind of helps draw all the attention, right? Because it's like a do or die scenario, and it's always roughly around the same time. And I think that
There's not
helps.
that many games in a season too.
Yeah, exactly. I think that helps really drive retention for football because there's so few games and there's just the one big game. Like it becomes a whole event in and of itself.
Yeah, there's no tailgating in Canada, really. I've never experienced it.
Yeah. Even as, I don't know, I mentioned, but yes, we're Canadian, obviously, but my wife is actually American and my kids are dual citizens. And even she will watch the Super Bowl every year. She'll want me to figure out a way for us to watch it, and I'll watch it with her.
That's awesome.
So I've watched
I didn't
this.
know that about you guys.
Yeah, we watch the Super Bowl just about every year just to honor her American traditions.
Right on. He's sent using chips to test the thickness.
Yeah, test the viscosity of his dipping.
Viscosity.
Yeah, they take the Super Bowl seriously. They still do. I don't think it's quite as big as it was in the 90s, but it's still a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it's more about the halftime show now. That's what everyone seems to talk about.
And the commercial. Luanne is just really devastated that Hank is choosing the Super Bowl over her puppet show and acting in the puppet show, but the Super Bowl is a pretty big deal.
Okay, who had 3 minutes and 40 seconds? Go.
It just comes down to doing what you want to do versus doing what you have to do.
Yeah, that's true. Doing what you've not only have to do, but that you've promised to do, but you've put yourself out there and said, you know what, I'm going to do this for you, and I'm going to have your back.
Someone like Hank can't go back on that.
Yeah, that's true. That's a great point. That's such a big part of Hank's personality and his character, that he wants to be loyal and wants to follow through with what he says. He's a very, my word is my bond kind of guy. And at the end of the day, he follows through.
Yeah, he's all about the follow through.
We have Peggy consistently switching the channel here between the puppet show and the Super Bowl.
And of course, the guys are accusing Hank of doing it.
But Luann's show gets more and more desperate and doomer as time goes on, and Hank's not there. Really looks like the Manger Babies are going to bite it.
They really do have a big hand wave to time in this part here.
What do you mean?
Because Hank's at the house messing with the TV 1 second, and then the next second he's at the station.
Yeah,
costume.
That's a good point. Yeah, there was definitely it seemed like you just teleported in.
Unless the station's next door.
Yeah. We don't unfortunately know exactly how big Arlen, Texas is.
It's kind of like Springfield.
Yeah, exactly. You don't exactly know how big it is or the layout of everything. Maybe it might be on the wiki, like the King of the Hill wiki. Who knows? Maybe someone's calculated it. And here we have Hank coming through at the last second, truly acting as the Lord and Savior.
He actually caught the car.
He caught
it as it was heading to the floor.
Yeah, midair. And it makes it look like they planned it exactly.
Yeah, the hand wave to time, though, and distances.
Yeah, good for Hank, right, for pulling through. And as we mentioned before, he's the kind of guy who is going to put his money where his mouth is at the end of the day, even though sometimes it takes him a little while to get there. Who's this guy again?
Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman, yeah. Just Troy Aikman randomly shows up for the puppet show.
And Hank near shits his drawers.
Yeah. And then we have this kind of really weird moment here where Bobby says that he took the battery out of his mom's universal remote. So it seems like maybe it was all done mysteriously through God. And then at the end, he's like, I don't know, maybe I took it out after. Who the hell knows? That wraps up the Manger Babies for us. Another defining moment for Luanne and Hank's relationship. What do you think about this one out of 10, Mitch?
I like it. There's that scene with hanging loose now, which just resonated straight to my core. So I'll have to give this one an 8.
All right. I give it a 7. I think it's not a bad episode or anything like that. It's definitely not one that really comes top of mind and that I always remember or always think about, but it's a solid episode nonetheless.
It's one of those episodes that you don't remember when you watch it again. You're like, hey, that was good. That was pretty good.
Yeah. And as always, we have the IMDb rating here. It's a 7.2. But overall, definitely not a bad one by any stretch of the imagination. So you got a couple solid moments, but I think it's more important for the character building and relationships.
Yeah. It did a good job of letting us see into Hank a little bit better.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, that wraps up episode 12. And we'll be back next week with, what do we got on tap? We've got Snow Job. That's a interesting episode where it snows in Texas. Not something that's known to happen.
Yeah, I really like this one. I can't wait. This is going to be a good one.
I like this one too, just because as a couple Canadians, we're pretty used to snow and driving in the snow. And it's always fun to watch people who aren't as used to it freak out.
The winter tires make all the difference.
That's true. All right, guys. We want to thank you guys for watching. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more King of the Hill content. And we'll be back next week.
Thanks for watching, you guys. See you next time.
How can you allow suffering in her world when you have the power to prevent it?
Suffering is a part of every religion, Peggy. I mean, look at what the Jews have been through, and you never hear them complaining.